Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Hell's Paradise episode number 6 reaction. Okay, the previous episode we get a little bit of a break because before we move forward because Sagiri, Sagiri is not Sagiri went unconscious and yeah, so we kind of stop while stopping we get to see that Genji, the guy, the executioner guy, he tells Sagiri to go back because this place is not really for her. And while having that whole thing over here, in the other side we get to see something else where there's this one person, I forgot this guy's name, with a girl. They were trying to get out of the island because the girl did not deserve to be a criminal, because as we get to know later on from a little backstory, that all she did was take people, take the people from the shogunate's military force to their village because they were tired. And those people, they decided to kill her her villagers and take her back because their people were not really under the shogun's rule, and stuff like that. So she deserved nothing, none of this. So that's why he's like, I'm going to take you back. But obviously while coming out, they realize that it's kind of impossible to get out of the island. Weird creatures are roaming out there and it's wild. So they come back again, and then we're back to Sagiri's section again. And Gabimaru talks with Sagiri later on and tells her how she is strong, and he's the one who guarantees it, which kind of makes Sagiri make up her mind. And she's like, no, I'm not going back, Genji. But in the end, Genji was pretty pissed off. He tried to attack Sagiri, but Sagiri just swooped, took off her, took his katana from him. But then, to our horror, that guy, that big guy, that criminal, he comes and just attacks Genji. So that's where it ended. Let's see what happens in today's episode. I'm guessing a fight will break out here. So yeah, let's get started. So I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Hmm. Hmm. Heart and reason. Oh, this guy. Is this the big guy? I think so. Oh no. Wait, he killed his parents. Oh my god. So he has been like this from the beginning. Like, crazy like this. Damn. Oh my god. Okay, in the previous episode, it seemed like half of his stomach is gone, but now I can see like not that much. Um. Oh yeah, I guess. Oh his. Oh my god. Oh. Oh wow. Okay. Well. Okay. Well, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Yeah. Rokurota. Yeah. Aizen. That's his name. Yeah. Damn. Is he like going to try to defeat him? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe using his ninjutsu. Hmm. Oh boy. Well, oh, he's actually using one hand. Okay. Damn. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, oh, he's. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You think this is some kind of a joke? Oh god. Yeah. Stone storm. Well, nothing. Oh, okay. It seemed like okay. That was. It seemed like it didn't have much force, but as we saw, unformed flesh. Wow, like none of his ninjutsu. Oh boy, damn. No, I feel like half of his organs are gone. Well, yeah, yeah. Middle way. Oh, he's going to give his sword to her. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like one thing that can work against him is a katana. This guy, Rokurota. Yeah. But no. Oh! Alright, Saga is going to come. Oh, there you go! Like I said, only katana might work. Yeah. The gaps. Yeah. Great. Yeah, but his neck high and it's thick. Okay. Well, gotta do it. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll die. So, there you go. Oh! Wow. Okay, chop, chop. Um, yeah, okay. Oh, what happened? Didn't she say, like, she's going to attack in the gaps? Swordsmanship was. Oh, alright. Whoa, whoa! Oh, yeah. So, close the gaps within. Oh, like, maybe, I don't know, like, make him slip and fall or something? I don't know. What the? Hey, yo, he's hungry. Oh, no. Oh my, okay, this guy's like a big baby. Oh, wow. He's a big baby, like he's crying when he's hungry, like what the hell? Uh, Damn! Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, will she chop it off? Middle way. If I don't. Okay. Middle. Okay. According to the suitability to lead the clan. Oh, I see. So it's basically like, so she's lower rank because she's a woman? Oh my god. Damn! She's pairing one after the other. But it's a person. Uh, yeah. I said this. In the first episode, he thought that he's going to die. The Gabimaru who never dies. He thought he's going to die. That shows how Sagiri is strong. Oh, here we go. Oh, whoa! Just jumped away. What the? Alright. Yeah. Like, I feel like if he trips and falls, like, if somehow you can trip him, like, it'll take a. Oh, okay. He's going to use his fire ninjutsu. Hmm. Ah. Exceptional physical abilities. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, here we go. Oh, whoa. Oh, that's. Oh. Okay. Damn, the whole forest is. Yeah, yo. The whole forest is. Yeah, otherwise you cannot defeat this dude. Fill the area above with more. Ah, I see. I see. Yeah, asphyxiation and all that. Carbon monoxide poisoning. Yep. Yeah, and he's so tall that he's like. Okay, here we go, here we go. Alright, execution time. He's. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh my god. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Calmly and fiercely, the two opposites. Yeah, he remembers his parents at the end. Damn. Well, might hate to know. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, this is it. Hmm. Yeah. She has learned to accept it now. Like, at first she was like, oh, I need to be strong, but when she remembered Genji's words, she's like, no, you know? Oh my god, what the? Yo! Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Like, what the hell? No. No, they're coming from that distance, so I don't. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Nah, they'll. Yeah. They know what they're doing. Hmm. Yes. He's like, oh, thank God you won't tell me to tie up my hands anymore. Oh, oh wow. They're just waiting. Oh, wait, what happened? Is there something in front of them? Oh no, I feel like this part is very. Oh, wait. Oh, it's a village. Oh, hermits. Wait, who the? Oh, that's Toma. I was like, who's that? For a moment, I thought that was Sagiri. Hey, yo, he's drinking the blood? Yeah. I don't think so. Okay, no. Imaginary. Oh, yeah, maybe. Ah, wow. Probably not. What the? Uh, um. These characters in the opening. What? What the hell? Um, okay. So the question: Are these like are they hermits or I don't know? Are they don't look like monsters? Anyways, I'm sure we'll get our answers. Hmm. Oh boy. Uh, ah. Okay. That is it. All right. So before I begin the discussion, one thing I have to say here is that like it's not a big deal, but one thing I'm seeing for this episode and the previous episode as well, I kind of saw that, and you know that it seems the characters, the models, and like the animations for this episode and the previous episode are a little bit, what can I say, a little bit lacking, isn't it? Like the whole, I don't know, like I was watching this episode and I was seeing like the character models and everything. They like in a lot of the scenes, the character models didn't really look as good as they looked in the first few episodes. Like, I don't know if this is just me, but like if this was like some other studio, I probably wouldn't even like have thought about it. But since this is Mappa, I'm like, okay, like I don't know what happened. Like these two episodes, they're kind of like the character models and everything are kind of a little bit not as good as the first few episodes, isn't it? Like that whole thing about like, oh, like Mappa's a studio who usually gives like so good, like like good quality animations and stuff. But then when you see suddenly like something like this, you kind of wonder like what's going on, like that type of thing. Like like for example, you're, for example, a person or a student who usually brings in like like good marks, like above 90%, if they suddenly start getting below 70%, you wonder like what's going on, that type of thing. If this was some other studio, I wouldn't even have bothered about it. But since it's Mappa, I'm kind of like thinking like is something the matter here, because I feel like for this episode and the previous one, this one's episode number 6 and episode number 5. These two episodes I've been like kind of seeing that the character models look a little bit not as good as the first few episodes, because the first few episodes were like so well done. Episode 1 2, like like it felt so much more better, the character models and everything. But yeah, like the animations and everything are, I think, are okay. Like the main thing that's kind of lacking, I feel like, is the character models, which is kind of weird. Like usually it's the animation that kind of is lacking, but it's the character models that are lacking, because there's like so many sections I'm kind of noticing that the character models look so unusual. Like for example, Sagiri, then Gabimaru, and like certain sections, the character models looks kind of unusual. But anyways, yeah, the animations and everything are fine. I don't think the animations have any problem. Like we had a little fight scene here. The animation was okay, but the character models looks a little bit unusual. These couple of episodes, these two episodes. Anyways, so let's begin. Like the discussion here in this episode, we begin the episode with Genji getting not half, but a big chunk of his stomach just taken off by this guy Rokurota. He just smacks him, and yeah, like a certain portion of his stomach is gone. Now in the previous episode, I thought like it the the wound seemed like half of his stomach is gone, but that's not the case here. I saw like it's like a little bit of his stomach is gone, because if half of his stomach was actually gone, he would have died then and there. So in this episode, we see a little bit portion of his stomach is gone. That's why he was still able to keep talking even after getting injured. Like yeah, like because episode 5, when they showed the Rokurota attacking him, they actually showed like half of his stomach like completely disappeared. But now we can see it's a good chunk. It's not half of it. It's a little bit of it. But either way, he like, which kind of made me feel maybe he'll be alive. Like we can save him. But by the end of it, we can see that no, he dies. But yeah, another thing we never got to see in the previous episode is that Rokurota shoved Sagiri aside, which wasn't shown in the previous episode. Here in this episode, at the beginning, they showed that he shoved Sagiri aside, kind of saving her in that process, and him getting the attack. And yeah, so okay, now we also get to see a little bit of Rokurota's past, where he was a kid. He was like eating and like playing, like stacking up those rocks and just breaking them. And obviously his parents were like, oh, he's just playing, haha, cute, didn't really like think much of it, because obviously who even thinks like about like, oh, my child is going to kill me? Nobody thinks anything like that. So obviously they were like, haha, like a little kid playing, that's just it. But oh boy, yeah, it escalated little by little. We kind of see that he grew bigger and bigger, and then he just killed his parents. Now here there was like that little flashback, and then we're back to the present time again, and Rokurota tries to attack Sagiri. Sagiri, who was near Genji, trying to stop the bleeding, and Rokurota tries to attack her. Thankfully, Gabimaru comes in and just kicks him in the head, and he like goes he just glows. He just goes blasting off the trees because of the damage that Gabimaru gave him. Like at least 3 or 4 trees, he kind of just bashes into them and falls down. However, nothing no major damage it does. And he gets up. So obviously Gabimaru realizes that this isn't really that easy. He has to take care of this guy in a different way, because he's tough. He's tough, he's strong. So normal methods aren't going to work. So what do we do in this situation? So okay, now he remembers his chief's teachings, what to do. Look at the enemy, try to understand what type of but what type of techniques they use, and make a plan, strategize, and then just use the strategy to take care of them. Now here Gabimaru tries to bring Yuzuriha to help him out, but Yuzuriha's like, yeah, it was my promise, but if you think about it, my promise was just just gathering information. So yeah, best of luck. And obviously I was thinking at this point that why is she not helping them? Because obviously if this dude Rokurota kills Gabimaru and Sagiri, he's going to target them next. So instead of just sitting down and doing nothing, if she actually cooperated with Gabimaru, then maybe it would have the attempt to take care of this big dude would have been well executed, because 2 is better than 1, and she could have helped Gabimaru out, and they could have taken care of Rokurota. So I was like, what type of, why is she doing this? Like obviously she must know that if Gabimaru dies, that he's going to target her. So then I guess in the end we kind of realized what she's planning. She was planning to actually make use of Rokurota, and he's going to kill Gabimaru and Sagiri, and then Yuzuriha and Senta, they're going to leave. because like one more competition or competitor down. So obviously she would definitely want that. Like less the competition, the better it is, the other chances to get the elixir. So that's what she was planning to do. And I guess technically she could technically run away from there, because she's a ninja. And I'm not exactly sure about Senta, but in this episode again, it kind of seemed like Senta has some kind of a, like, some type of a hidden secret that he's not telling us, something related to his abilities. Because I think there was like one section where Yuzuru said something like kind of like said something which kind of, like kind of made us think, kind of pointed towards that, oh, he has some type of technique or power or ability that he can use. I'm going to go to that part and read that part because it seemed like that. But anyways, at least, like when Gamino asked for her help, she's not really helping. She's like, yeah, best of luck, I'm just going to cheer for you. So there you go. Now Gabimaru is fighting, trying to defend. Obviously, he realizes very soon that, yeah, defending is not going to do, because this guy is strong. He's going to just smack you and you'll die then and there. So he tries multiple things. He uses like a lot of ninja techniques. Like there was this one thing where he used the rocks to attack, and there's so many like ninjutsu techniques he kind of uses, but none of it works. And he's thinking what to do. He also thinks about using his flame. What was it called? The flame that he uses. But for that, he needs to go close to him. And if he goes close to him, obviously Rokurota will not really sit and do nothing. He'll attack him. And yeah, as soon as he attacks him, he's just going to die. So he's not really able to use his flame as well. So here Ganma was like, if I only had one other person with me helping me out, then I could have done it. Because here, like all like Rokurota's whole whole attention is focused on him. If there was someone else, they could help, and like one person could be like the distraction while the other person attacks him. That could happen. So he's like, yeah, I need at least one more person to help me out. While Sagiri is trying to like stop the bleeding for Genji, and here Genji's like, oh, like what's wrong with you? Like you are like at first it seemed like you are this very strong, like masculine, like what does he say? Like you have the masculine quality, and you're very strong, you're rough, and like brash. But now you're just like breaking down in front of me, trying to save me. Like there's like you have both. It's not that you're only trying to follow one path. Okay, you know what? I'm going to read this part. He explains it properly here. Okay. Where's that part? Okay, here it is. You're a strange person. Moments ago, you were blustering like a man, but now I feel a woman's affection in you. Okay. So, yeah, and Sagiri is like, right now there is no men or women. I simply don't want my senior studied under the same master to die. Yeah, like this thing he says here, like, first of all, like, I don't know, this is such a weird, like statement that he says that, oh, it seemed like at first you were blustering like a man, then you're like compassionate like a woman. And like I'm like, obviously, like what can I say, like it's not mutually exclusive. These two qualities are in every person, be it a man or a woman, like this type of being strong or being compassionate, like it's not that, oh, a man only has like, oh, this like strong blustering, like this type of thing, while a woman is only compassionate. Like no, that's not like, I don't know, like it's such a, I can understand what he's trying to say, obviously, but what I'm trying to say here is like every person has both of it in different ranges. like some people may be more compassionate than they're more, like blustering, and like as he said, uh, while like the opposite might happen. Someone might be more aggressive, more like, strong, tough, but less compassionate. But in every person, like there is, like, it exists, like, however little it is, both the qualities exist. So like, I don't know what he, like, it was trying to say here, but I can understand what he, like, like at least in Sagiri's situation, I can understand what he's trying to actually, like, like explain, and what he's trying to point towards. That, oh, up until now Sagiri was like this rough and tough woman, but suddenly now she's like breaking down in front of me. So, like he's like, oh, you're a strange person. You don't really embrace one of it, you embrace both of it. That type of thing. But I don't know, I feel like this whole thing shouldn't even be a statement, because it's like this is like one of the most like normal things. Like every person has both these qualities in them, which varies in quantity, obviously. Like some person may be a little bit more compassionate, vice versa, or something, like, that. But like every person has this. Even I'm sure he also has this. He definitely has a compassionate side. Otherwise, he wouldn't just shove away Sagiri to protect her. Like, so what's he all about? But yeah, I can understand at least what he's trying to point towards. Why, like, he said this, at least in this point, like, in this situation, he was trying to say that, oh, Sagiri, before this, like, you were like this, like this very strong person, but now you're breaking down. So he's like, you don't really embrace one, you embrace both of them. But yeah, anyways, he said that, and he's like, so that's how you've chosen to live. Rather than dividing everything into as a man or a woman, strength or weakness, uh, you accept opposing concepts as part of yourself. Yeah, which is not only Sagri. I feel like everyone is like that. Like, like everyone is like that, isn't it? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm not wrong. What, like, yeah, everyone has this both in them. So I don't know. But you know what? I guess, like, like at this point, since they're like executioners, and like, they're samurai and everything, I guess in their head they're supposed to just cast aside their weakness. Yeah, yeah. You know what? That's probably it. Like, yeah, he's not really saying that, oh, like, we only have one, we embrace one of it. He's not really saying that. He's probably saying this because as a samurai they're supposed to cast away their weakness. But he's plain, like, like very plainly surprised that Sagiri hasn't really casted off her weakness and her sadness, her compassionate side. She has embraced both of it. That's what she's surprised about. Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to say here. Because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Like, he says, like, oh, like, strength and weakness. Like, up until now you were showing your strength, but now you suddenly became weak, but you're, like, you're a mixture of both. You've embraced it both. Like, that is true for everyone, not only Sagiri. It's not only Sagiri who's like this. Everyone is like that. But I, like, now I can understand what he was probably trying to say here is that as a samurai, not as a normal person, as a samurai or as a, like, executioner, whatever you call them, they are supposed to cast aside their weakness. But Sagiri has accepted both, and the compassionate side. But yeah. Anyways, so he's like, this is your conviction, and he gives her the weapon, and he says that, I give you this. I'm not going to survive. I know it. But yeah, like, now that Rokurota is here, you pretty much have realized it. I think Aizen is dead. Because yeah, otherwise how would he come here? Aizen was the person who, like, his executioner, who was appointed to him. So he's like, yeah, go take your revenge and kill him. So here Gabimaru is fighting him, and Gabimaru is like, yeah, I just need one more person to help me out. And in comes Sagiri. Sagiri just cuts off this guy's, like, like finger. And here's where Gabimaru realizes that, yes, this is what I need. Because he's not strong enough to deal any damage to this big guy. But Sagiri, being the executioner, having a katana, and knowing the human anatomy, she can properly cut even a big guy like him. So immediately, Gamma decided that he's going to become the person who distracts Rokurota, while Sagiri will be the person who deals the killing blow. Like, this is what he wanted: someone to distract him and someone to attack him. And now he has it. He realizes what he needs to do. Okay, so Senta is like, oh, like, usually I need to go and help my, my friends out. And Yuzuriha's like, but it's too late for him. Here, this part, she says, like, besides, you're not that kind of guy, are you? And you can see that Senta really doesn't say anything else. So what did she mean by that? Like, you're not a type of guy like that. What type of guy to help him out, or to help Genji, or take care of his wounds? But yeah, again, I'm thinking, like, this guy, this Senta guy, he has something, some kind of a secret, whatever it is, be it some kind of hidden power, something. There must be something about him, because he looks too, what can I say, he looks too innocent to be an executioner. Like, he must have seen so many crazy stuff in his life, but his his mannerisms doesn't really show that. He seems like a person who's like very calm, very quiet, doesn't really, what can I say, but he's an executioner, so there must be something about him that he's not really telling us, or there's something that he's hiding. But we'll see later on, hopefully. Either way, Sagiri and Gabimaru have decided to fight him, and Gabimaru is like, I'll handle his attacks, you kill him. So Sagiri is like, but the neck is too high, and he's just constantly moving around. You need to make him kneel in front of me, otherwise, it won't work. And Gabimaru. Okay, so what's this part? Oh, Gabimaru's like, yeah, so you go and attack the legs so that, he kneels down. And Sagiri's like, wait, just like that? Like, you're just telling me to do it? And he's like, yeah, like, obviously, duh, like, if you don't do it, we'll die. So Sagiri goes and tries to attack his legs, but it's not working, and Sagiri realizes the reason. It's because, obviously, like, she's not calm enough, and this guy's constantly moving, so to properly attack it in the section where it's easier to cut, she cannot really do it. So she has to become calm, and and this guy, he needs to actually stop. He's constantly moving. So okay, now while they're having this, strategizing about how to attack this guy and defeat him, something happens. This guy, Rokurota, his stomach starts growling. All right, so yeah, he starts, his stomach starts growling and he starts crying. This part made me realize that this guy is just a big baby. How little babies, when they are hungry, all they do is cry, and that type of thing. So it's crazy. Like, I don't know how what happened. Like, obviously, we kind of got a little bit of a flashback. Like, we saw how he grew up and he just killed his parents, and because he was always hungry, he wanted someone to play with him. But then what happened after his parents' death? What happened? Did he get arrested after that, or did he do something even crazier? That's why he got arrested. And his mannerisms and everything is like a little baby. Like, this is crazy. Like, he's just, I don't know, what type of person he was. Like, how can someone be like this, this person, a person who just, a little baby who just is this type of, keeps eating, keeps destroying, and kills his parents, and then like why? What happened? There must be some kind of a reason why this happened, and why he's like this. But I don't know, because this is the thing. I think I've said this before in my other videos as well. I always believe that, when people who are bad and evil, they, no one's born evil, no one's born evil, no one's born bad. It's the environment and the surroundings that make them like that. So him being like this from a little baby, how is that possible? That's what I'm trying to think. Yeah, he wasn't evil, obviously, if you think about it. But what he did was not, wasn't okay. Like killing you, like he just killed his parents. But this also makes me feel that he probably lacked the morality and what is okay, what is not okay. He probably lacked that. And all he wanted to, because in the end we get to see when Sagiri was hugging him, it made me feel that, yeah, this guy was just a person who lacked the morality. He lacked the understanding as to what to do and what not to do. And he was just a big baby. And yeah, it's just his own weird, what can I say, his own strength, his own, the whole thing about where he was hungry all the time. These made him like this, like a monster. He became like a monster like this, and there was no one to guide him and show him the proper path. So he just became like this. So it's just an unfortunate situation if you think about it. Anyways, but yeah, he starts crying and he just attacks Gabimaru. Gabimaru's bleeding from his mouth and everything, and here Sagiri is like, oh no, Gabimaru is going to get attacked. What now? Rokurota tries to attack Gabimaru. Sagiri comes in front of him, and Sagiri is like, oh no, I'm going to die. But then she remembers what Genji said, that yeah, accept it. Be the calm and also the, okay, this part, the middle way. That is your conviction. Rather than dividing everything in two, accept the opposing concepts as they are. Yeah. And there you go. Both emotion and reason. And she attacks, she parries Rokurota's attack. And I just love Gabimaru here. Gabimaru is like this. Whole face is bleeding and he's like this. Oh god. But anyways, she parries it, and Rokurota again attacks. Yeah. She says, turn your emotions into strength, use logic to keep sight of your objective, choose neither calmness nor passion, but the middle. Yeah, and yeah, she keeps parrying it, and here we go. Now another thing kind of comes out to light is that, where's that part where we get to know that how strong Sagiri is? Where's that part? Here we go. Senta says this. Okay, Yuzuru has wow. And Senta's her Tameshi Itoryu rank is 12th. But Yamada clan ranks aren't determined by pure skill alone. They're assigned according to the suitability to lead the clan, so she loses standing simply for being a woman. In terms of pure skill, she's... Okay, and Genji also says, Sagiri lacks experience as a warrior on the battlefield, but when her duty and goals are aligned with her heart, yeah, when her hesitation vanishes, her skill with a sword is better than a first rate. It's crazy how everything I said these couple of episodes, we get to see here in this episode. I've been saying this from the beginning episode, is that Sagiri seemed so strong in episode 1. So strong that even Gabimaru thought or saw his future of his head going down. That has never happened up until that episode. From that episode onwards, Gabimaru has never really felt the fear of death, which shows how strong Gabimaru is. So the one person who was able to make her feel that was Sagiri. So I was like, yeah, in episode 1 she was so strong. Then what happened? What happened was she, number one, she was struggling with her own troubles. It was burdening him, the whole her whole inferiority complex, and like all the stuff of being a woman and this and that. So that. Number two is that she lacked experience. That's also something that I said. Like, she lacks experience in actual fighting, you know in theory, and in, in not really, like, in practical situations, she's strong. But in these type of situations, it'll take a little bit of time for her to properly, like, adapt to it. Another thing, adaptation. She still wasn't able to adapt herself to this place. This island is filled with crazy stuff. Why is Gabimaru able to adapt himself so easily? Because he was a ninja. He has gone through these type of situations a lot. While Sagiri, she has been an executioner. She really didn't do these type of things before. So adaptation is another crucial part. So yeah, like, I kind of said this. I was like, she is strong, but what is burdening her, what is, like, making her this weak for these couple of episodes, is that she lacks experience, she lacks the adaptation, she still hasn't been able to adapt herself, she is burdened with her own troubles, and these things are making her weak. When she's able to go past that, she'll become so much more stronger. And that's what happened in this episode. And that's what these guys explain as well. Another thing that we didn't really know, which, like I said, Genji kind of mentioned here, is that she's number 12 because she's a woman. In skill wise, she's a way stronger. So that's what's going on. So here we go. And here Gabimaru also says, like, I knew she was strong. And okay, so Gabimaru comes up with a plan as to what to do in this type of situation. So he's like, all right, I'm going to use my flame. And he uses his ninjutsu and starts chugging those flames towards him, making the whole forest little by little catch on fire. And Yuzura immediately realizes what she's trying to do. She grabs Senta and she's like, let's run. I know what they're trying to do. They're not only trying to kill him, but trying to put this whole forest in fire. Now, why were they, lighting this whole forest in fire? Gabimaru explains it. By setting fire to the branches and leaves, they can instantly fill the area above with smoke, given smoke's properties. If he rampages while crying, he'll run out of breath and inhale a large amount of smoke. So there you go. That was his plan. His plan was, used a few things. Number one, it used the property of fire, which is, when fire is burning, smoke comes out and smoke goes up, and it's going to, kind of congest in the upper part. That's number one, because that becomes a huge advantage for Gabimaru and Sagiri, because this dude is tall. Since he's so tall, where his face is, the smoke will be there. While Gabimaru and Sagiri, they can just lay low so that the smoke doesn't really affect them. That's number one. Number two, the smoke is going to make this guy start kind of inhaling it. He'll start crying, throwing tantrums. And what happens when you throw tantrums, starts crying? You'll try to take more breath in. And when you do that, what's beside him? Smoke. He's going to inhale more smoke, which is going to bring the whole situation to step number 3, which is carbon monoxide poisoning. Obviously, smoke, it has carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is poison to the body. As far as I can remember, carbon monoxide actually stops the ability for, I think it's oh my god, it's been so long. I've studied all of this. As far as I can remember, it stops hemoglobin from, hemoglobin. What hemoglobin does is carries oxygen through the blood to the, I think, what, let me check. What does carbon, as far as I can remember, it stops hemoglobin from properly working, from properly carrying oxygen, which kind of makes you, okay, here we go. When people are exposed to carbon monoxide gas, there you go. Carbon monoxide molecules will displace the oxygen in the bodies and lead to poisoning. There you go. Okay. Here we go. Carbon monoxide is harmful because it binds to hemoglobin in the blood, reducing the ability of blood to carry oxygen. There you go, I was right. It's been so long, but I kind of still remember little bits and pieces. Okay, so yeah, that's what's going to happen. Carbon monoxide poisoning, and as soon as that happens, he's going to start crying, probably kneel down, and his head will go down, which obviously they're going to take advantage of and kill him. Sagiri can use the finishing blow. And that is exactly what happens. He starts crying, coughing, lays down, his head is down, and Sagiri is like, yes, I'm going to attack. And she attacks, tries to attack, but yeah, this guy almost attacks Sagiri, at which Gabimaru stops him, grabs his hand, and Gabimaru is like, as long as I'm keeping him still, do it. And Sagiri then uses both calmness and her strength, both opposing, factors. Here we go. She says, calmly and fiercely, and attacks him. And there you go. In the end, Rokurota sees the blade, and his life flashes. His parents' face comes in front of him, and we get to see a little bit of his past. He's like, oh, I'm hungry, I want to play, and there's like some creature he has killed, and he's like destroying statues and everything, and then he ate, became bigger and bigger, and then killed his parents. And he says, why don't I ever feel full? Why won't anyone play with me? And he's crying, and Sagiri is like, we allowed you to go on quite a rampage, we must have frightened you, I'm sorry. And nobody hates you now, everyone who hates you are now dead. And with the head in her hand, that is it. That's the end of Rokurota. That was his name, isn't it? Yeah. And in the end, it seems as if he became a little kid again, while Sagiri very calmly just calms him down. And yeah, that is it. So yeah, there you go. Like I said, we still don't have any proper explanation why Rokurota was like this. All that we could gather from here is that he was just a kid who never really got guided in the correct path. Like most of the time he felt hungry, and he never knew what type of morality, he didn't know which is good, what is good and what is bad, what you should do and what you shouldn't do. So he was hungry, he killed, he destroyed stuff, and in the end, when he became strong enough, he just killed his parents. That's all we know. So that's the thing. But anyways, that was it. So after that, Sagiri takes sheaths her sword, and remembers that Genji is still there, but obviously the whole forest is on fire. Genji is obviously not going to survive, and she runs away. Here, while running away, she's like, oh, I have so much duty to fulfill. I must be strong. I shouldn't cry. Immediately as she thinks of this, she remembers what Genji told him, and she remembers all the times when Genji and Aizen taught him, and remember what Genji said. Rather than dividing everything in two, such as your strength or weakness, you must accept them. And a few moments ago, she was saying, I must be strong, I shouldn't cry. But now that she remembers what Genji told him, she starts crying because she has decided to accept both of it. Because as long as you don't accept, if you're feeling sad, if you don't cry, obviously it'll become a burden to you. And that is what Sagiri has been doing. All this time she has been trying to follow the paths that her seniors have followed. Her seniors have followed a certain path. She was trying to follow that, which made her so much more uncomfortable. She wasn't really comfortable following that path. Whenever these type of situations arise, she always was like, oh, I should do something like this. I shouldn't go in this direction because that's not the direction that my seniors would go. This is the direction I should go. Oh, this situation, I shouldn't cry. My seniors wouldn't cry. So I shouldn't cry as well. But now like she has decided to accept that, because up until now, trying to follow blindly what everyone else did made her more burdened and kind of went against her. So now that she's realized that she should accept it, she has decided not to blindly follow what everyone else did before her. She has decided to carve her own path, make her own path and follow that. And this is where everything will change. She'll become a much more stronger person than she was before. She was already strong, but now she's going to become even more stronger by accepting her own weakness. There you go. Now, after that, we get to see these weird monster creatures that are like going towards the fire, which is weird because Ganmaru says like usually creatures and and animals, they run away from the fire and they're going towards the fire, which is weird. So yeah, anyways, Ganmaru's like, all right, let's go in that other direction where they came from, because we need to get our hands on the elixir. And Sagiri is also like, yes, let's go. Ganmaru was like, aren't you concerned about your fellow, your fellow friends? And she's like, no, they knew what they were doing while coming here, so I'm sure they'll be fine. And all I have to do now is see through this, get the elixir so that we can go back. And Ganmaru is like, oh, thank God that our that our like goals align now. We can actually do something like a team. So while they're running, and they kind of get to see Yuzuriha and Senta in front of them, and they are standing and looking at a village, and they talk about whether there's like hermits over here living. And then we're back to, what's his name? Toma, I think that is his name, and that bandit king guy, I don't remember his name, but they're killing monsters, and this guy's like drinking the blood. And Toma here says, mentions about the hermits, about how the hermits are supposed to be mortals, and up until now, all they knew is that in this island the hermits lived. They didn't know about the monsters, so the hermits must live here. That's the thing. So yeah, obviously they, okay. So these two, Toma and the other guy, they start chopping off the trees and start going towards deeper into the forest, and then we meet these two people. Like this one, I don't know, like they're like eating peaches and oh my god. And obviously they're surprised. They look at this whole scene. There's like weird statues all over the place, and these two are just doing their thing. So yeah, and that's where it ended. So next episode, I don't know what's going to happen. They're probably going to have another fight in their hands, but we'll see. But anyways, this episode showed us how Sagiri was able to accept her weakness as well alongside her strength. Up until now, she only followed her strength. She always followed what her seniors did, casting aside the weakness, but she's been able to accept her weakness now and accept both of them at the same time. This is going to make her a lot more stronger than she was. So yeah, that is it, guys. I think that is this episode. This is episode number 6 of Hell's Paradise. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Hell's Paradise. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.